Welcome to GeekyKOOL presents Geeky Cinephiles. I'm Larry the Professor, and here we've got my good friend Joe. We're going to talk a little bit of movie list today. We're going to go with one that I felt a little outside my norm with, Joe.
That's
You
why I did it.
challenged me with going with romantic comedies, and the funny thing was I was able to get my list, and we both kind of looked at the IMDb list, and then I looked at some other ones also to get my feel, and also pulled up some movies that some older movies that actually weren't on the list that I thought should be there. At least one wasn't on the list that I thought should be there. So we will talk about those, and I've got a long list of ones that I don't know. I would have actually called them romantic comedies to start off with, but I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's on the list. Oh, that's on the list. So,
Yeah, that
so
list is interesting. I
yeah,
I, I was thinking, it would be all Sleepless in Seattle and
right, right.
10 Matthew McConaughey films, but it wasn't.
All right, all right, all right. Probably not that one. So, so yeah, and I'm with you. I thought the same thing because I typically hear romantic comedies. I think chick flick. I think a movie with a guy who's a jerk to a girl,
Hmm.
and then she realizes the guy that she's always been friends with is all suddenly the guy that she should have been with the whole time, and the comedy ensues.
I've
And I'm not
never seen
usually
any one of those movies.
every Hallmark movie, isn't that what it is?
Oh yeah,
Hallmark
yeah,
Christmas movie could
absolutely.
be on that list. So, but I got schooled on this that not everything. In fact, there's one on your list that I was excited to put on my list, but I let you have it and backed off of it. And I would never have thought of that as a romantic comedy, but it made sense once I read the stuff on it. And there's several on here. We can go over the list I've got of extra ones also after we're done. But let's get it started. Let's give what people are looking for. Let's
Yeah.
tell them what's on our list. What's your first one on your list? Or number five, if you want to go that way. However you want to do it.
So I want to know why didn't you just keep the same movie on your list so
Well,
we could
because
discuss
I
something
like
else?
giving us a variety, right? I
Okay.
want us
Yes.
all, which is
Oh,
fine. It's fine. We'll talk. We'll both talk about it once it goes
yeah.
on up there.
We both had the same one, just
We
one.
did.
And that movie is, in no particular order, Better Off Dead with John Cusack.
That one of my favorite movies of all time. We talked a little bit about this movie. I caught this movie on HBO. One of my buddies at HBO, so I caught this movie with him, and then it was on HBO because HBO at that time in the '80s would just show movies over and over and over again. If it was on today, it's probably on tomorrow. But we loved this movie, and then loved the wasn't quite a sequel, but it was one in the same vein by the same director called oh my gosh, what was it?
Better Off
One
Dead?
crazy summer
Oh,
was the
One
other
Crazy
one.
Summer.
One
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
summer was the other one. That's what I was trying to think of. But
yeah.
Better Off Dead's always been the pinnacle. And I just laugh and laugh. I quote this movie so much. Gee, Ricky, I'm sorry your mom blew up. I
Uh,
want my $2. Yeah, I tried to show this to my kids. They don't get it yet. I'm
yeah.
hoping that I will show it to them again, and they'll get it. At least my son will get it. Is what my hope is. But yes, and I get it. It is the whole idea is that his girlfriend breaks up with him. He's so heartbroken that he's trying to commit suicide throughout the movie, but then discovers that the girl across the street, the foreign exchange student across the street, who he didn't think could speak any English, not only can she speak English, but she likes him, and they go for the language of love. So
Yes.
yes,
Language
so
of Love.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And every time he tries to kill himself, someone interrupts him
yeah.
or and then asks him to do a chore or something, and
Right, right.
it's supposed to be funny. So,
Yeah. I love when he's on the bridge and going to jump into traffic,
hmm
and then his buddy comes and talks to him, who was the same guy who played Booger in the Nerd Revenge of the Nerd movies.
yeah.
Comes in, talks to him, and says, "You can do it, buddy." Slaps him on the back, knocks him into traffic without realizing he did, and he falls in the middle of a trash truck, and then drives by two guys on a pole, two African American gentlemen, look down and like, what a shame. somebody throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
Yeah, that's a great line. I love that line.
Just too funny of a movie. So I love this pick. This was great. I thought I was going to surprise you with this pick, and then you put it on there, and I went, "Oh, he got my pick," which that's all right. That's all right. I had others on the list, so that was
I'm gonna let you
perfectly
talk.
okay.
I'm gonna let you talk for a minute until my dog shut up. So
Okay, all right, that's fine. So yeah, I will go ahead and move us on to the next movie, Joe. Unless you got something you want to add. I know you're letting me talk. So
no, I thought John Cusack. When I saw Say Anything,
yeah.
I thought, okay, that's got to be. And then I was like, no, what? That's not the best John Cusack film.
And Say Anything is on my short list of movies that didn't make it. It barely didn't make it. But yeah, Say Anything is a great movie. John Cusack. Better Off Dead's one that he was not very proud of for a very long time. Wouldn't
Really?
talk about it for a while. Now as I've seen him in Kansas City when he was at the Planet Comic Con up there, and
Cool.
he's basically going and says, no, this is a great movie. When I was at this stage of my acting, I was trying to be a serious actor. And then once I kind of realized this movie was kind of off the wall, very slapstickish, that he didn't have an appreciation for it, but he's gone back to it, appreciates it now. And also, he knows his fans adore this movie. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You should.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to stick also to the 80s for my first pick. And I've got a couple in the 80s and I got some older ones in here. So I think you went more current. I went some older ones, but we're going to go to the 80s with what barely beat out Say Anything in my mind, with a movie of What's Happening, Hot Stuff. The little
Oh
16
yeah.
Candles.
Yeah. Good old 16 Candles.
Jake Ryan. And yeah, you know, this movie is great for a lot of reasons. It's so nostalgic. John Hughes directed it. It's basically one of those core 80s movies
Yeah.
that made us kind of who we were back with the Generation X and back in the 80s. So it goes on my list because I couldn't figure out how not to put it on the list, right? It was one of
Sure.
those
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, okay, I've got to put it on there. And it's so funny, but there is that romantic aspect to it. And she's trying to get the guy and does all this stuff. And then, of course, I love that her parents forgot that it's her birthday.
Yeah.
And, you got all that makes this such a classic. So that
Yeah.
goes on my list as my number 5.
That's where to go. That's a good one. Good
Yeah.
old Brat Pack. Or was that
Yeah,
Brat Pack?
it was Brat
Yeah.
Pack. Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Brat
Very
Pack.
much the two members of the Brat Pack in that movie. So,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
John Cusack is also, with his first movie appearance, was in that movie as one of the fellow
Oh.
nerds with holding up the underpants and the
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah. In fact,
Good
his
find.
sister Joan Cusack is in that movie. She's the one with the headgear around her face
That's
that bends
right.
down to drink the water and
Yeah.
spills it on
Yeah.
herself. Yeah. So both John and Joan, and I love Joan Cusack too. So,
Good
but
find.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Great.
All right,
idea.
what do you got next on your list for us, Joe?
I'm going to say The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller, the more recent version.
Yep. I have to say, here's a movie I've never seen.
Oh wow, yeah.
So doesn't go on my list because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it. Tell us what makes it drawn to you.
Well, so do you remember? Did you have to read this in school?
I did not.
In 7th grade, we had to read it. It was a short story. I can't remember by who. But it was about a guy who has this crazy strong imagination, and he imagines himself doing all these amazing things. When he actually doesn't. He's not actually that. He's very dull and acts that way. But in his imaginary world, he gets to think up all this stuff, and
Right.
eventually he goes to challenge himself. He doesn't know he's challenging himself. He eventually goes on to challenge himself and overcome all these things and do all the things that were interesting. Yeah, it was a short story, and then it was made into a movie. Probably like the 60s.
Okay, that makes sense. I did see it was a remake, but
Yeah.
I assumed it was this one you wanted. So I'm glad I picked the right image there for us.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's about stepping outside yourself.
Okay,
It's about love too. So
I will have to check it out. You've
yeah.
told me that that's one that I've not seen that I'm going to have to check out here,
All
Jeff.
right, I
So
win.
you do. You get points there. Those are good points. So all right. Well, let me go with one. Maybe you haven't seen. Maybe you have. I like my classic movies a lot.
Okay.
40s, 50s, 60s, even some 30s. So I've got one from 1967,
Hmm.
which is it's a movie version of a Neil Simon play by the same name, and
Okay.
I was actually in the play, and I love this play and I love this movie, and it has two great actors in it with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. It's Barefoot in the Park.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah.
Thanks. Have you seen Barefoot in the Park?
I haven't seen it, but I saw it played several times. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Barefoot in the Park is awesome. It's an awesome play, as you mentioned. I love it. And of course, anything Neil Simon
Yeah.
really is kind of my groove on plays.
Oh
When I
yeah.
was into acting as a theater minor, I would, gravitate towards Neil Simon stuff. They're just so well done.
Yeah.
And the interactions. Of course, The Odd Couple is the top level of that, but Barefoot in the Park is a really amazing one, and Robert Redford, Jane Fonda are amazing in this movie. So you've seen the play, check out the movie because the movie does a really good job of transposing it while also adding just a little bit more because it's outside of just what the stage would be.
Okay. I will. Yeah.
But
Good
it's a
suggestion.
very well worth thing. I know some people don't like Jane Fonda for various reasons, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But she does an amazing job in this movie. So, and of course, Redford's always fabulous. So,
Yeah. Who did you play in the movie? The lead role?
I played a Robert Redford. Now it was just a little minor
Ah,
thing that I did, but yeah, I played the main character, the main guy, which is really interesting because he's so uptight and it's so not me. So it was
yeah.
truly acting because I'm like, wow, this guy's got problems. But sometimes those opposites attract, and that's what made the movie really interesting. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. I got a good recommendation for myself.
see, and one for each of us there. So
Yeah.
now we're going. So
Okay.
all right. So what do you got for me next?
Next up for me is About Time.
All right. Again, another one I
Yes.
have not seen,
Rachel
which doesn't
McAdams.
surprise me because I'm not a big chick flick or a big um, rom com guy typically. So
Right.
it's good to get the list. So about time. So what's it about?
So it is about this family. Only the males in the family can time travel.
Oh, okay.
And
You've already got me a time
yeah,
travel.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can only time travel like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It's not anything great, not anything long.
Right.
Just fast enough to see something happening or prevent something from happening. But yeah, as this son learns that he can now time travel since his dad has passed it on to him, yeah, you can imagine the love intertwined there. He may lose his girl, he may not. I don't want to give it away, but
Right, right.
yeah,
It
yeah,
almost has a almost a Groundhog Day kind of feel to the sounds
yeah,
of that. So
yeah,
where
it
you're like,
does.
okay, we're gonna make this mistake, so we're gonna try it again, and
Yeah.
oh, okay, we're gonna.
And they didn't try too hard to make it overly complicated with time travel. They didn't try too hard to make it seem like it was romantic comedy. So I really liked it. It was good.
All right, there's
I don't know
another
who directed
recommendation.
it but
Well, we can look that up if we like,
yeah.
but yeah, all right. Well, that's a good one. I'm interested. So now you've got two that I'm interested in.
Okay.
Let me see if
Maybe
you're
one more.
interested in my next one here.
Okay.
My next one stars in my mind, two of the greatest actors of all time, with Audrey Hepburn and Bogart, Humphrey Bogart,
Oh yeah.
and it's one that was remade recently. The remake's good, but the original is better. We're gonna go with Sabrina.
Oh yeah. Man, was that you and I talking about that last week or something? Am I
No,
wrong?
it wasn't. It must have been somebody else. Yeah. Have
Okay,
you seen
yeah, yeah.
Sabrina?
Yeah, I've seen both versions. It's
Okay.
awesome.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Very
Definitely
good.
this
Well,
version is better. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. The remake is good, but this
Yeah.
version, there's just something amazing about this version. Of course, you've got it. My favorite, probably my favorite actor of all time is Humphrey Bogart, and Audrey
Yeah.
Hepburn is just amazing. So this movie is fantastic. My youngest sister's name is Sabrina, so that right there got me
Oh
wanting
yeah,
to kind of
cool.
see what it was about, and
Yeah.
I watched this movie and I loved it. I just loved this movie. There was some humor to it. This one was more romantic than it was comedy, but there is definitely some comedy to it. And the
Yeah.
whole idea of the two brothers and trying to figure out which one she really was going to get with. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like
E-
this one a lot.
Expand a little bit. The girl is um
Sabrina, Audrey
yeah, you
Hepburn's the
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
and
tell it.
she's supposed to be engaged to the other brother, and then finds that she's more in groove and attracted to Humphrey Bogart's character. So
I mean, that's dramatic right there. You just
yeah,
think, yeah, I'm
exactly,
hooked.
exactly. So, all right. Well, that one I
Good
can't get
choice.
you on because you've seen that one,
Yeah.
but you agree with me. This is a really good one.
Great choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking that far back. Yeah.
yeah. I went to where I'm more comfortable, which is going backwards,
Yeah.
just because I love those movies, and if I'm going to watch something out of my comfort zone, that's usually where I go with it at. So, yeah,
Yeah, and they're typically written very, very well. They have to be because they don't have
very
a lot
much
of
so.
bells and whistles and
Right, right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good choice.
Definitely written very well, well acted, well directed, and it just reminds us of how good the golden age of Hollywood was.
Yeah, yeah.
1954 on that one.
It'd be cool to go
So
back to that era.
I know, right? It certainly would be. And there were some bad movies then too, but that
Yeah.
was. And there were some things I went and looked for. I'm like, oh, is this considered romantic comedy? And some of them were
Yeah.
like, no, it's just considered to be it's romantic drama or it's romantic something else. I looked at
Yeah.
Casablanca. I
Yeah.
looked at Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which is one of my favorite
Oh,
movies.
yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, none of them were considered to be comedies, so they
Yeah.
weren't romantic comedies. But Sabrina was, so I chose that one and went running with it. So
Yeah. I like choice. Good
I
choice.
yeah, well, thanks. Well, let's get back to you now, Joe. What one do you got next for us?
He's just not that into you.
You know, I know my wife's seen this,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I may have seen it. And if I saw it, there's one reason I saw this. I love Drew Barrymore, which I had a Drew Barrymore movie
Yeah.
on my list, and I didn't actually had two. Did not add either one of them, even though I wanted to,
50
because
First Dates.
50 First Dates and The Wedding
Yeah.
Singer both
Oh,
love both of
yeah.
those movies. So and
They-
Drew pretty much I don't know what it is. Drew is so cute and adorable, and I love that she kind of went through her rebel stage when she was younger, and then she came out
yeah.
of it, and she's made herself, extremely well off with her own movie company and her own
Yeah.
TV show, and not just well off money wise, but kind of she's in a good place, and I love that for her. So anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I think I've seen it, and there's some of the other actors that I know and I like in this, but I just don't remember it that well. Tell me about what this movie is really about.
Well, first of all, your Drew Barrymore is my Jennifer Aniston. So,
Okay, okay, I understand that. Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
it's based off the book, and
Mm,
this gentleman. I don't know too much. I read some of the book with the girl I was dating at that time, but this gentleman wrote this book because I think he was a therapist, and all these women were coming to him saying, uh, this is happening in my relationship, or this is happening in my relationship. Can you tell me anything about it? And he kind of lists out 10 different things. If he's not doing this, he's just not that into you. If
right,
he's not
right.
doing this, he's just not that into you. And that was super popular. But the
It, it,
movie does a great job of showing several different love lives and
yeah,
intersecting,
yeah.
and it's not all happy ending. You know, it's a not all a happy ending for everyone. So, but
Right, right.
it was good. It was really good. I highly recommend it.
So, with that, was that list correct according to the movie? If that happened, was that really true? He's not really into you if he's not doing it, or did it come back and say, well, that's not always true depending on the guy? I think of the movie like Hitch,
Yeah,
where Hitch tries to teach, here's what you do to get the
right.
woman, and of course he's wrong a lot of that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But he still gets the girl.
right, right, okay,
Um,
yeah,
no, yeah. So it's interesting. Most of the book is letters that women have written in, and then
interesting.
the guy that wrote it puts a little paragraph response to it. So they actually took probably some of these complaints and just integrated them into the movie. So it's
Sure,
probably another
sure.
reason why I like it. Because at
Made it
first I thought,
into
how are you going to make that into a movie?
right, right, exactly. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I've never read the book, and so I remember when it came out, and I remember thinking, who else is in it? Who is right here? Is that
Ben Affleck, Kevin Connolly,
who's
Scar-
the girl with the brown hair at the bottom?
Jennifer Connelly,
Oh, I do love Jennifer Connelly too.
yeah, Scarlett Joe.
Ever since ScarJo. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't even know ScarJo. Okay,
I
I'd
had
like
you
this
there.
just for my women selection because Jennifer Connelly, ever since, oh my gosh, what was
You
the
can't say
movie?
Requiem for a Dream because that one's
No,
nasty.
no. I was thinking of with David Bowie, where she's the girl who wants to get rid of her baby
Oh,
brother.
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Oh my gosh, how
Yeah.
did my brain forget that? Loved her since Labyrinth. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then of course ScarJo. Yeah, I can watch ScarJo knit and it'd be all right. So and then you
Hey,
got
man.
Drew. Yeah, okay. I'm probably
Yeah,
okay to
there's
watch this movie, even if I don't like it. I can see these women who I appreciate their great abilities as actors,
well
and they're
said.
beautiful, and they're beautiful. But
Well said.
all right, anything else you want to add with that?
No, that's it.
All right, all right. Well, let's move on to my next one. I wonder if you've seen this one. This one's well known, and I'm going back to the Audrey Hepburn thing. We're going to go with probably her most well-known role of all time. We're going to Little Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yep.
I love this movie. It's so freaking quirky and weird.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just, I'm like, somebody's like, well, explain me the plot. I really don't know the plot.
Yeah.
Things just kind of work out. But man, I love this movie. I will, if it's on where I can find it somewhere, I'm like, oh, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Let's watch that because I love this freaking film.
And Audrey's class
She
as
is.
it comes. I mean, she was always the classiest.
Always classy. I looked at oh my gosh, what was the one where she's in Italy? Something holiday. I looked
Roman
at
Holiday.
Roman Holiday is a really good one also. But
yeah,
Breakfast at Tiffany's is so iconic. I had to go with that one.
It is her most famous too.
Yeah, it is. And she's gorgeous in it. She's very classy, as you said. It's such a well acted movie. And I love that the guy's like, I have no idea what's going on. Why? But it was the 60s, so weird things were happening anyway. But I appreciate it because it's so quirky and amazing. So, yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't George Papard in there? Hannibal Smith from the A-Team?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
It's funny seeing him in that role.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard to see him anything but the A-Team after
I know.
he got known for that, right? But yeah. No, you're right. That's exactly who's in that with her. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Good choice.
Nice call. All right. What's your next one for me?
The last one it's called They Came Together. It's Paul Rudd and I can't
you still have another one after that, by the way.
Fuller. No, that's 5, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just 4.
Walter Mitty, Better Off Dead, About Time, and They Came Together, and He's Not into You, right?
Okay, well maybe I'm wrong. No, you're right. That is, I was misreading my list. No, you're right. Yeah. Yep. So tell me about this movie because I have not seen this one either.
This one is an absolute satire on romantic comedies. It
I
makes
love
fun of
that.
every romantic comedy. It pulls in all the normal cliches, and just exploits them. It's really funny.
So
And
it's Scream, but instead of for horror movies, it's for romantic comedies.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Paul
I
Rudd
can
and
dig
Amy
that.
Poehler deliver right on time, and they make
I
it
do like
seem
Paul Rudd.
so believable. So yeah.
Yeah. Who's the guy in the robe? Who is that?
Is that House?
Oh, okay.
Hugh Laurie?
Okay. All
I
right.
can't
All
remember.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't recognize this scene, but
Well, there's one that I pulled. I don't know.
yeah.
Like it looks like they're at a Halloween
Halloween
party or
Yeah,
something.
they
Yeah.
are.
So yeah.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's fun.
Okay.
It'll
All
make you laugh.
right. Well, see, you've got more on me than I've got on you.
Nah,
So
I've just got
that's
some
all
more
right.
homework to do.
But here's the thing. I knew this was my weakest area. So I mean coming in.
Right.
But I feel like I did pretty well with my list.
Oh,
So
you did. Yeah, you did
yeah,
awesome.
so we've got one more to go. But anything else you want to talk about this movie? Because that's fascinating.
No, if it's this satirical on romantic comedies, you'll enjoy it.
All right. I do like satire. So
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, we're gonna go with one that we mentioned briefly earlier that you weren't sure really fit the role.
Oh yeah.
Because it's my favorite movie of all time. I was surprised you didn't put it on your list. Glad you didn't, because The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah.
As You Wish.
Yep.
And there is romance in this movie. In fact, I would say this movie is everything you want in a movie other than a cop drama. Basically, it's got your action movie stuff in it. With all the adventure and sword fighting. It has your comedy in it. It has definitely some romance to it. This movie is just revenge.
Yeah.
Death by Pirates. I mean, Death by Pirates sounds good. All right. So, but no, I love this movie. This movie was my first date with my wife. I had already seen it before then, and I loved the movie then. It was really funny. But yeah, so we've got it. It was showing in the student union, and she asked me to go watch it with her. So yeah, so it's got awesome. It's got some history, and I do love this movie. It's so quotable. I didn't know until later that Billy Crystal's role as Miracle Max, that the director, who, oh my gosh, what's his name?
I thought it was Rob Reiner.
It is. It's Rob Reiner.
Yeah,
You're exactly right. Rob Reiner whispers in his ears like, "Forget the lines, just go with it."
Yeah.
And so he was just free saying things.
Oh wow!
And they had to replace Wesley on the table with a mannequin at one point because he couldn't stop laughing with all the stuff that Billy Crystal was saying. And so I love this movie. This movie just, if I want something that's going to warm my heart, I go put on The Princess Bride because it to me is the greatest movie of all time. But
it never fails to.
It never fails. Exactly. And in the book, I've read the book. The book is even more in depth. Has some interesting things that are different. The movie was based on the book. They made some changes, and I can see why they made some of the changes. But it's interesting. The first 2 chapters of the book are really weird. But anyway, enough said about that. This is my number one. I love The Princess Bride. So that's my list here. Now, let me give you a list of some of the ones that didn't make it for me. You can let me know if there's something else that should have made your list, but we didn't have enough room there.
Okay.
Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe.
I thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jack Lemmon and I forget who the other one was. Funny movie. So funny. Yeah. I love the guys dressing up as girls. I mean, that movie's just hysterical. Marilyn Monroe is awesome in that movie. Yeah. Shows her acting chops. She really can act very well and pull off comedy extremely well. People don't give her the credit she deserves. She was a great actress.
Yeah.
And we talked about Say Anything. It's on my list. It was right there. I was debating between 16 Candles and Say Anything right there at the end.
I don't know how
Jerry,
many times the holding the
yeah,
boombox
right,
over his
right.
head has been repeated in other comedies or
It's right, or any
yeah.
sort of romantic movie. If you want to do a romantic gesture, get a boombox, right?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And we go with
Yep.
that one. Yeah. Jerry Maguire,
Okay.
you had me at hello, Joe.
Yep.
You had me at hello.
You complete
I
Larry.
I love that movie. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
One that I didn't consider to be a romantic comedy, but everything else says it is. There's something about Mary.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was
Such
on
a
my other list. Yeah. Such
and we talked about the wedding singer and
yeah.
50 First Dates
Yeah.
right there. Another Cusack movie that man, I'm like, how do I leave this off the list? This is such a cool movie. Grosse Point Blank.
Oh man, I know. Gosh. That would have been my top 5
That
probably.
that that's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Hitch. We talked about Hitch a little bit.
That was really
Hitch
good
is
too.
so funny.
Yeah, it
I
is.
can see myself as Kevin James in that movie. That's so
Yeah.
funny. And Fever Pitch, also with Drew
Okay.
Barrymore.
Okay.
All on my list. Anything on your list that we didn't cover there?
I had As Good as It Gets with Jack
Yep.
Nicholson.
Yep.
The Girl Next Door.
Okay, I've not seen that one, but
Oh
I've
yeah.
kind of wanted to watch it. Yeah, yeah.
With Emil Hirsch
Yep,
and
yep, yep.
Kiefer Sutherland's daughter. What's her name? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Those two right there. Yeah. I didn't go more traditional Sleepless in Seattle. When I first said rom-com, I was like, I kind of said it as a half joke, because I thought I'm not going to put Sleepless in Seattle on there, and then
Yeah.
all the You've Got Mail and all those.
Right,
But
right.
a lot more came up, and I was like, oh, okay, this doesn't look too bad. So
Right. We had once. Well, you said that, and the first thing I went was like, great. Here's an area I'm super weak at, but it might be a good challenge.
yeah,
And then I'm like, okay, I can. And then I thought my next thought was, I can pull stuff from the 50s and 60s that I bet Joe won't have on his list. I've got this. Okay, and what do we got in the 80s? Okay, all right. And
yeah,
then I started thinking about some of these other movies also.
yeah.
So yeah. So it ended up being really good. I was at first I was like, oh Joe, you're killing
Hesitant.
me. I was.
I
But
know. I
we
knew you
got
were.
through it. It was good. And it's a good we both have great lists. So that's the great thing there. So.
Yeah.
So if you've not seen these movies, as you guys are watching, go ahead and check them out. Let us know what you think, if they deserve to be on the list or not, or if we missed something that you think should have been on the list.
Oh
Let us
yeah.
know. Are we
Yeah.
stupid guys for not putting on You've Got Mail and Sleepless
Right.
in Seattle? I don't know. Maybe. Let us know what you
Yeah.
think. You can leave comments on YouTube or on Facebook about this, or go over to GeekyKOOL.com and check that out. That Cool with a K, just like Cool in the Game, as you see down below there, scrolling across.
That's cool. You put that banner up there.
Yeah, I was able to figure that out. It's
Yeah.
funny how you can figure things out once in a while. So,
Yeah. Cool.
next week we've got a special plan for you because I went to camp a couple weeks ago. We had a viewer request for the '80s movie Meatballs. So the comedy, and we're going to check it out and let you know. I've seen Meatballs. It's just been a while. I don't.
Yeah.
And so we will give you a review of how we think Meatball stands up. Now, I have to admit, I'm probably not going to necessarily look at today's standard of what things should and shouldn't be. I'm just going to tell you if it's funny or not and if I enjoyed it. So
that's a good point.
So, so if you want me to cancel it, I'm not canceling anybody. It's a funny movie. Take it from the time frame it was created.
And I've never seen it, so it'll be a treat for me.
I think it will be a treat for you, Joe. I think you're gonna love that one. And so we will touch with you. We will talk to you guys next week when we talk about Meatballs and give you our review. But until then, keep watching movies and stay geeky out there because that's where it's at.
Yep. Adios.
Adios. See you.